Russia's space program has suffered that most humiliating of failures, a successful launch that exposes deeper collapse. The Soyuz MS-28 blasted off flawlessly from Baikonur in Kazakhstan. 3 human beings, including a NASA astronaut, are now calmly orbiting Earth. Yet beneath the rocket's triumph, the very infrastructure that made it possible crumpled into the flame trench. A section of the launch pad, the vital service cabin that holds the rocket upright and gives engineers access to the lower stages, collapsed under the inferno. It was visible in the broadcast. The symbolism could not have been clearer. Russia's last thread of technological prestige snapped live on camera. For the first time since Yuri Gagarin's epoch-making leap in 1961, Russia no longer has a functioning launch pad capable of sending people into space, not temporarily grounded by weather or paperwork, but structurally incapable. Roscosmos insists that all necessary spare parts exist and repairs will happen very soon. Independent analysts, less bound by the Kremlin's optimism, speak in terms of years, not weeks. 2 years to rebuild seems a realistic minimum. Russia had a once redundant launch pad. It mothballed Gagarin's start for lack of money. Now regrets have steel and concrete attached. This is not an isolated incident. It is the accumulation of chronic underfunding, sanctions pressure, and the brain drain hollowing out Russian science. The Baikonur facilities were already tired after decades of patchwork maintenance. Corruption scandals bled resources meant for modernization. The invasion of Ukraine slashed Western collaboration and access to advanced engineering supply chains. Russia's own propulsion and materials industries have struggled to substitute what was lost. The result is space-faring power held together by nostalgia and welding torches. The geopolitical implications of this are sharp. Russia's fiction of self-reliance in orbit has been exposed. If the ISS requires maneuvering with Russian thrusters, progress ships must be launched. If they cannot be, SpaceX and NASA suddenly become the custodians of the station's safety. Moscow talks of the future Russian orbital service station launching in 2027, that target now reads like comedy. How do you build a new station when you can no longer guarantee access to low Earth orbit? There's also humiliation. Space was the Soviet Union's proudest arena. Gagarin was proof that Moscow was first. Baikonur is a museum of that mythology. To lease it from Kazakhstan for $115 million a year and then break it through neglect is more than an administrative failure. It is a blow to national identity. Yet, there is a lesson here about hubris. Russia keeps speaking as if it remained a peer of the United States and China. The metal of the service platform disagreed. Strength must be real, not merely asserted. Rockets are unforgiving of rhetoric. The Soyuz crew will return in 2026. Roscosmos will undoubtedly declare victory when the pad is repaired, but this moment will remain pivotal because it revealed what Moscow tried to obscure. The decline of Russian high-technology capacity is no longer theoretical. It has reached the point where even a successful launch shows that the country has quite literally lost the ground beneath its feet. And this is the true story of the damaged pad at Baikonur.